other departments compared to my department, and the pay scale in my department compared to some of the other departments, in my opinion, is pretty lacking. I'm not gonna pick on the tax assessor's office, but they do all of the property taxes. Nobody has a clue with what goes on in my department with motor vehicle, and they are getting more and more demanding and more ticky, and it's just getting, as far as I'm concerned, it's getting out of hand, and I can't even keep up. I'm in here on Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays and holidays trying to manage everything, and I just can't keep up. They just keep demanding more and more and more. And a process that used to take 5 minutes, doing a tag and a title for a customer, because of all the increases that they've done and all the changes that they've made, can be 15 to 30 minutes per title now. It's just so much more time consuming. They updated Gratis, which was the old DOS-based system 2 years ago, 17. Was it 17 or 18? Anyway, we have a new Windows-based system. Some things are better, some things are worse. So some things are more time consuming and some things are a little less time consuming. But as far as the mandated stuff that we have to do, we have more vendors that are direct depositing into our accounts every day that they have made mandated. So now, not only is my bookkeeper having to do my deposit every day and the clerk's deposit every day with motor vehicle and property, now she's having to keep track of all these vendors and making sure this money's coming in from all these different vendors on a daily basis like it's supposed to be. It's just getting more convoluted with everything they got us doing. So that's the biggest thing I'm asking for in my budget. The next thing I'm going to talk to you guys about is the server. Y'all know I'm on that AS400 and it's working, and I'm not planning on fixing it till, I have to. But I do have some quotes for some, virtual, the cloud stuff that they're talking about having us do. So I have those numbers in front of me. I just don't want to really put it on my budget line until it's something that I really have to have. And I don't know that much about the technology part of the server and all that. I do know it's old. I do know I'm having a hard time getting my backup tapes and my cleaning tapes. And the ones I do find are very expensive compared to what they used to be.
Now with the new server, is the backup going to be offline in the cloud?
Yes.
That's why
Yes.
we won't need the new tape.
That's right. Right.
And that's why we're seeing such a problem with our current speeds. Well, that's sort of.
It
It's
is.
prevalent all
Yes.
through the county.
And that's another thing that makes things slower in my office too, is the
Well,
speed of
we're
everything.
increasing the internet speed here.
Okay.
We voted on that last meeting. So,
Okay.
that probably within the next week or two.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, I want to concentrate more on some of the other stuff that I need to get. I want to get more in tune with our online, as far as the website. I want to get one of my biggest open records requests is excess funds. And that's something that changes, it could change daily depending on what we're paying out or what's coming in per tax sale. I want to be able to get that online because I spend a lot of time with excess funds as far as the open records requests and then the tax sale listing too, because a lot of people are interested in that tax sale list and it changes every day. So like I said, I'm not user friendly with that kind of data, so I need some help on trying to get that stuff online and going so people can see it without having to contact me to do so.
Who does that sort of stuff for you? Is it ETC?
Well, yeah, ETC, yeah. I mean, I have a Facebook page now that a couple of the girls in the office are managing or trying to manage, but with the time that we spend in the office, my customers in the lobby and the phones are number one, so all that stuff gets put on the back burner. And I really need to spend a lot more time on that stuff, just for the public in general.
It's my understanding that AS400 is in the neighborhood of 13, 14 years old. Does that
At
sound
least.
right?
Well, Charlie, I've been here Been tax commissioner for I've been here 16 years, and we've had the AS 400 moved from the basement up to this new building. So I don't know really how old it is, but it's been there as long as I've been here.
One thing I would suggest is that we not wait for it to fail before we replace it. When I first got here, we decided we were going to replace everything, not outside the house, but in the main quarters now, one item at a time. And we identified the backup servers to replace first, and it failed before we could actually get it replaced. But
See, and I'm
at
not,
least the interval was close enough that it wasn't.
my understanding is I'm not connected to your stuff in the basement.
You shouldn't be.
Okay.
But I do have a question for you
Yes.
regarding that, though, because we've gone to great pains with that stuff to make sure that if we're hit with ransomware, that we can recover without having to pay them. So my question is, if y'all are hit with ransomware, what would you do to get your files and your information back without having to pay ransom?
Well, I'm hoping right now my backup tapes would allow me to get, because I do a backup every single night, and then I do a backup quarterly, a full system save every quarter. So I'm hoping that my backup tape at this point would help us recover at least 90% of our data.
Okay, but now going forward,
It would be
if
up
those
to
are backed
the,
up on the cloud,
well, I don't know what my choices are. See, I'm not familiar with what I need to do to upgrade this thing. I mean, I've got a vendor that's offering cloud. I've got 2 of them. So I don't know if they would be responsible. I'm assuming they would be if we go with them, but that's assuming, so I'd have to get some definite answers from the 2
and that
vendors.
would be if you go with them as opposed to replacing the AS400.
Right.
And so if you replace that, then you would not be going with.
No, I'd have to
these folks.
rely on my backups that I have in the office.
We need to look closer into that.
Okay,
So
okay. Well, that's, like I said, I'm gonna need some help on that, because I'm,
I can work with ATC on that.
Okay.
And I think y'all are the last ones, because we've done that for the tax assessors folks. We've done that for the general courtroom.
mine gets a
Yeah,
little
me too.
convoluted in there because you got the state information coming in, and they're very ticky about what we do.
But they should be able to replicate that if it's lost, shouldn't they?
They should.
Right now, I think we've got 2 at risk. That's the tax commissioner and the sheriff. I don't know what the sheriff does with his files, but between the 2, I think we need to look for the tax commissioner first.
I agree. The sooner the better.
Yes. We don't want to wait for that AS400 to fail. I don't know if
Okay,
we
so
need
what
to-
do you want me to do to help with this process?
Just tell me it's okay to talk to ETC.
It's okay to talk to ETC.
All right.
And Lonnie's got that on record.
Oh, Lonnie's off the record.
Oh.
Please, and thank you.
Sandy said Lonnie's got that on the record, and I said, no, Lonnie's off the record. Are we running? Yeah. Never mind. Okay. Lonnie's got that on record.
Thank you, Lonnie, I
No,
appreciate that.
that's all. We just need to make sure that if we're hit with ransomware,
Okay,
that we can replace everything and keep on keeping on.
okay. Yeah, because we definitely want to keep on keeping on, so. Especially now that the bills are in the mail and,
So, having said that, I guess I should get back to the budget.
What, you have a salary increase built in here?
there is, Sandy helped me do that, and then mine's in there also because it's, I guess, mandated for this year for me to get one, so they're both
What kind
included in
of,
there.
what percent salary increase?
I just added an employee, I believe.
So no salary increase.
You actually just did some salary increases this year, didn't you?
I did.
Or some,
Okay.
just recently did some hourly rate increases, so.
I did.
So this, the administration line will be out for the constitutional.
I believe it does, yes, sir. Yee, that's over. It's been a
See, this
stressful
year-
year between
will this be
elections
the
and
beginning?
campaigns and COVID and.
Will January be the beginning of your third term?
Mhm. It will. It will.
Oh, so you get a.
So she got longevity increases too.
Yeah. Plus 2%.
The base increase is longevity.
I don't have any other questions or comments.
I talked to Sandy about the intangible line items on my regular.
They actually don't have the revenue side
Okay.
yet. That's one of
All
the
right.
things that I'm still working on
But
putting
we don't
together.
need to talk about
But
that, okay.
with that said, total revenue proposed, we'll look at all of this together, is 12,682,000
Compared to what last year?
compared to 12,358,000 last year. I did figure in a little bit of an increase on the, just a little bit on the property taxes, just because of the digest and that kind of thing. Even though we roll back, we'll still see a little bit of an increase. And then on the TAVT, that's hard to predict really, because it's basically based on how many people go out and buy new cars. So, you know, that one is actually going up a little bit while the birthday tax is coming down, so it kind of.
So that'll be a continuing trend until the birthday tax goes away.
It'll never go away, Charlie, because it's on the trailers and 85 and older, so we'll always have it. There'll always be some coming in, so, and it seems like it gets smaller and smaller, but
I don't know, it doesn't seem like my trailer gets smaller.
I know.
You
I
don't
don't-
have, excuse me,
I'm sorry, no, I was just gonna say I don't have any more questions.
just one comment, on your, you don't have any sense yet on property tax with COVID and people struggling.
I know the mail's coming in like crazy. We're
Good.
getting trays at a time, so I'm hoping it keeps up that trend. I have a tax sale scheduled for November, and I just scheduled one for February, so.
What, just out
It's
of
the same
curiosity.
thing, over and over and over, you know, it's the Kusawati lots and just people that refuse to pay until they go to tax sale. I'm like,
Just out of curiosity, what percent of property tax payers do escrow? Do you know?
I don't know, that's a good question.
I'm
Cindy.
just
But
curious.
there's a big majority of them.
I didn't know, would it be more than 50%?
Probably not, probably close to it, but I don't think it would be more, so. Which, of course, they wait till the last day to pay. We have vendors now that do, it's called CoreLogic, and they take care of all the mortgage companies. So all the payments are sent to CoreLogic, and then CoreLogic sends that big payment into us, so, and it takes us days to
I like to see
process
Becky
that.
coming through my door this time of year.
I paid mine.
Don't send it all, spend it all in one place.
Early for the first time ever. Trying to help the county.
My daddy's got noticed it.
Good deal.
He gets his
There's a
bill,
lot of people that
pays
want to pay it the
days
minute
later.
they get it. In fact, there's a lot of people that want to pay it the minute they get their assessment notice. So they're sending us payments in with assessment notices, and we have to return them because we're not allowed to take that money. There's no place to apply it, so until that digest is approved, we're not allowed to accept it. So, and you can't tell people. And the phone rings off the hook the minute the bills hit the mail. I sold this, I sold this, you need to send this to my mortgage company. First of all, you're the January 1st owner. We have to send it to you by law, and we don't mail to mortgage companies, so read the back of your bill. But I think my team does a really good job, and I'm proud of them, so. They really do.
I got to go through that, we don't own it anymore this year. Was, we had to send in closing statements
To who?
Oh, on the,
to the Cherokee County.
Oh, Cherokee
We
County.
sold the Woodstock house.
Oh, okay.
In February. So we got the little tax notice in it. So, well, we don't know anything. Okay, well, send us a copy of the closing statement.
Why would they need that?
Yes.
There's the
Oh,
deed filed, right?
What they said was they wanted to see how much of the taxes that we had prorated at closing, so they could bill the new owner for just the difference and not the whole thing.
But,
That was the explanation he gave us.
but when you do a closing after January 1st, the money on your portion goes to the buyer,
Right.
because that leaves the buyer responsible for the bill.
I'm just telling you what they told us. They made us send a
That's
copy
funny.
of the of closing statement.
That's funny. I don't think I've ever heard of them doing that, and maybe our girls do too next door, but I'm unaware. I just know that the motor vehicle side of my department is, if anybody asked me, I would say property tax is a breeze compared to motor vehicle. And it just takes the girls a solid year to get comfortable when I have to have a new staff member. And we've been short for 12 weeks with one on family medical leave. That's really made it difficult. And I really don't want to be in this position again.
Are y'all hearing any more about having the title votes again?
Haven't heard anything. I know it's coming, and I know they're gonna end up giving it to us, but I have not. I think with COVID and with the new database that happened,
Probably
that
not
they've
priority.
put it on the back burner until they get, in fact, we're upgrading drives again right now. We're in the process of training everybody again. They're calling the new upgrade the V12 upgrade for drives. This is where driver services is combined into drives. So, wish us luck. We're in the middle of that right now too, trying to get everybody trained on the new V12. So, and it always, you know, the first day they turned it down, we were down all day. So you know how that works with new upgrades.